I said, yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Amara. This is amaraslogic. Got a new video for you today. Milwaukee Bucks trades, rumors, and news. Live edition. Before we get into it, you know the spiel. Comment, like, subscribe, and share this electrifying content with the people. Y'all know we're here to talk about what just happened at Fiserv Forum in front of friends and family between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Philadelphia 76ers. Another tough loss, friends and family. The Bucks played absolutely awful basketball in the first half. I do want to give them credit for fighting valiantly in the second half. And again, like we always say, this team has a lot of heart. They have a lot of grit. We just we just don't always have the IQ when we need it the most. For example, we're gonna get into the stats, but I just thought this was a turning point. Bobby Portis had a good game scoring the ball, 22 points. This game changed when Bobby Portis attempt. From now on, I don't want anybody passing the ball to Bobby on a fast break. He is permanently banned from getting the ball on a fast break. He's always hustling. He got his head down trying to get to the fast break and has no layup package. This fool's this fool, if he would have just made that layup, would have brought the lead down to 7, and instead it went up to 11 points. The low IQ basketball of Bobby just kills us at the wrong time. He made some big shots in the game, but then he does the bonehead layup, and then he comes back and takes an ill-advised 3. It's like, bro, what are we doing? What are we doing? And then AJ Green gets hurt from a screen with a shoulder injury. Hopefully, nothing too serious. What is going on with our Milwaukee Bucks friends and family? What is going on? I mean, it just looks like we can't defend the 3. They were just treating us from 3 today. We were doubling when we didn't need to double on defense. We look crazy out there today. It's just we got a lot of heart and a lot of fight, and we were able to get back in the game. And also the officiating was absolutely atrocious. We didn't even get half of the calls that we should have gotten, or the and ones. I just don't know what's going on. Like, it's just crazy to watch the Bucks right now. There's no structure. There's no nothing. We don't know when to crash the boards. We don't have any pet plays. We don't have enough playmakers. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. We need to make some moves on this team. We need to make some moves. And I still am adamant about getting rid of Doc Rivers, but besides Doc Rivers, we need to reevaluate the talent on this team. This team needs to raise its overall IQ, which means some people need to get up out of here. Like Bobby Portis, respectfully. We need to raise the IQ on this team, especially since we don't really have any type of dynamic coaching, respectfully, per se. We don't have anybody that can really help these players. So we need players that can help themselves. Doc can't help us, y'all. I don't care what none of y'all say. Doc is absolutely useless. We make the same mistakes every game. We started off slow and look unprepared again. 2 games in a row. We were able to overcome it against Detroit, but we weren't able to overcome it today. It's just we don't look prepared, you guys. We don't even look like a professional basketball team when we come out there. We're just doing stuff. I don't even know how you guys can sit here and think it's not coaching. They said Buckner is supposed to be coaching the defense, right? They said Buckner is supposed to. What defense are you even seeing out there besides the players just biting down and trying to hold as good D as they could possible? But we're not doing anything. Someone needs to be held accountable for this team not being prepared. We're just not prepared. It's just crazy to watch us try to play basketball, and we definitely need to make some moves. 100%. I get that. I know that. But on top of that, it doesn't help if you get players and you don't have no system or no coach. So they have to go together. We got to get rid of Doc, and we need to bring in some different players. Like, this is getting too much. And then with the Giannis issue hovering over this team's head, how are we going to be successful this year realistically? And the crazy thing is if we mess around and we don't do well this year, that draft pick doesn't even go to us. I don't know, friends and family. I'm extremely frustrated. The arena was extremely frustrated with this team. Like they were saying, we don't even look professional half the time. You know what? I saw somebody in the comment section. I can't remember who said it, but that was a real statement. That individual said that wind that we got against Detroit was just deodorant. Let me repeat myself. That win against Detroit was only deodorant, covering up the stink of this team. We don't look like we know what we're doing. It's crazy to watch us. It's just a lot of guys that don't want to quit. That's what we got. If we could just give this team and some of these players, Kuzma, a little direction, we can give Bobby, even Bobby, if you give him direction, tell him exactly what he should do and shouldn't do, he could play better. Bobby just be out there doing anything. The doubling is really it really bothers me, friends and family. Like the doubling, the unnecessary doubling on defense is insane. Greg, you know what? I want Buckner fired first, then Doc. I want Buckner fired first because this defense looks atrocious. Buckner is not doing anything for this team. Absolutely just frustrating, man. To have the team fight all the way back and get right there, and then boneheaded plays by Bobby, missing shots. We had a chance to get back and really win this game. We could not hit shots when we needed to. Missing shots when we needed to, bonehead plays is we weren't able to close. Our lack of a true closer, like closer, shows itself in these type of situations that we don't have a Dame that we can rely on. We don't really have a Middleton to rely on. I know KPJ is solid, but I don't know if he's that yet. And it shows that down the stretch we just can't. The ISO ball doesn't work. We just look discombobulated. I just don't know what to say, man. I just don't know what to say. This is getting crazy. Let's get into these numbers. We're gonna open up the lines. I'm gonna put the link here in the chat. Forgot to do that earlier. And we're gonna chop this up. See what y'all think about everything. But again, I do want to give the Bucks credit for playing very well in the second half. It looked like we was about to get blown out by 40 points, and for this team to fight back and get it to within winning contention or making the game actually winnable, we got to give this team credit. Like I said, we got intestinal fortitude on this team. We got a team that don't want to quit, but we don't got a coach that can help them. It's crazy. I'm gonna get you in here in 1 second, Mr. Cool. Salute to the living legend. Hold on 1 second, sir. Let's get through these stats real quick. Bucks lose 116-101. And if you look at it, we were thoroughly dominated in the first half, but then we got it together in the second half. It just wasn't enough. Too many mistakes late and the lack of hitting big shots. That's really what it was. Paul George had a solid game. That's it. Paul George, and he's washed. Had 20. Maxey, and then we held Maxey to only 12 points. Edge come only 12 points, but some scrub Jabari Walker 18 points. Quentin Grimes 22 points. Bona 10 points. They shot 45% from the field, 40% from three, 95% from the free throw line, 12 turnovers, 12 steals they had. 12 steals. Myles Turner showed up and had a solid game tonight, 19 points, one of his better games. But again, the rebounding is an issue. He too big to have only 2 rebounds. That's crazy. 1 block, -7. Jericho Sims gave us 2 points, 9 rebounds, played adequately and got a block. Kevin Porter, solid game. I wish he could have got more shot attempts up, but ended up with 20 points, 9 and 9 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 9 assists. Did have 4 turnovers, but 2 steals. AJ Green played 15 minutes and was 0 for 4. Then he hurt his shoulder. I think it was a screen by Bona, possibly, that got him hurt. But nonetheless, we're hoping a speedy recovery for AJ Green. Ryan Rollins, decent effort, 35 minutes, 16 points, 6 of 13, 2 of 2. 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, only 2 turnovers, 4 steals. Played very good defense, I thought, today. Bobby Portis played so well early in the game as far as offensively and keeping us around. He had played 23 minutes, had 22 points, 9 of 16, 4 of 9 from 3, 4 rebounds, 3 turnovers, 1 steal. Bobby good for this right here, not having no assists. Bobby good for that. 3 turnovers and 1 steal. Like we said, Bobby made some key mistakes late in the game that really made this game unwinnable. Kyle Kuzma played solid, 29 minutes, 14 points. I thought he should have had way more free throw attempts, though he was 0 for 3. And Gary Harris gave us nothing. Gary Trent Jr. again he had that 4-point play, but again, single digits. What are we doing with this dude? Like, it's enough now with Gary Trent. I'm cool on Gary Trent. And then we got outshot by 10. They outshot us from the 3-point line. We actually had more free throw attempts, and to be honest, we should have shot more than that. Turnover, 16, 8 steals. It's the same stuff every game, man. It's like Groundhog Day. The same issues every game with this team. Where is the coach? Damn, man. Rebounding wasn't as crazy as usual. 42 to 37, 11 to 7. Just man, these stats, man, these stats don't matter. We just can't win because we can't close. We can't close. We can't close. We don't have any plays to run down the stretch. We need to make some moves. That's it. There's no fixing what's going on. The Giannis looming over this team. We need to make some moves to get competitive, and it needs to start first with the coaching, then with the players. Seriously, we're not going nowhere, man, with this current roster and this current regime. Coach, we're not going nowhere. Even when we had Giannis, we wasn't doing nothing. Damn, man, we look crazy out here in the streets. Everything that them analysts was saying before the season is true. Damn. Ridiculous how we look out here. Ridiculous. Let me see who in the chat. I don't even want to look at these numbers no more. It's all nonsense. We got destroyed off the bench. They doubled our bench scoring. What is going on? Horse, you got to take control. Take the reins on this squad. This is crazy. Salute to friends and family, man. Let me see who in the building. BKC, I see you. Patricia P. Dreff Riley, what's good? Robert Brooks, what's good? Robert Morrison, what's good? Derek, I see you. Mr. 414, what's good? Appreciate you. Greg Delaney, what's good? Derek Stevenson, Sadowski, Queens of the chat, I see you in here. Janet MOC, Patricia, Cynthia, Mia, Kim, shout out to all of y'all. Boy Mommy, Trina, what's good? Eliza, shout out to y'all. I see a lot of activity up in here too, and y'all should feel away. Bibby, what's good? Lavelle Robinson, what's good? Appreciate you tapping in. Please hit the like button if you haven't already to support the podcast and let real Bucks fans find their true home. EP, what's good? What up, Eric? Jimmy Roller. My boy Chitty in the building. What up, Chitty? Salute. Been a minute. Shout out to Nigeria. Dr. Smith, what's good? Pickle Luke, what's good? Let's get into some of these. Let's get to it, y'all. Let me open up the lines here. Put the link in the chat. About to tap in the legend, Mr. Cool, and we gonna get to it. What up, Gibson? Franchise, and then Gibson Nicholas. What's good? All right, Mr. Cool. Let's get to it, sir. Tapping in, Mr. Cool. It's on you, Mr. Cool.
You know, I don't usually come on this right away. I usually like to wait and hear what everybody else has to say. But today it was just so hard watching this. And here's the thing, Amber, that really concerns me about how bad Doc is. What's going to happen is, and we're starting to see it happen so, as I'm watching the game, when you are this disorganized and you have this much chaos from lack of coaching and direction, you're going to get a lot of guys injured because they're going to play hard, and they play hard, but now they're playing reckless hard at times because they know that they're better than this, and they don't want to be embarrassed, and they want to do it for the fans. These guys have pride. I think they really want to do it for the fans, and they care, but they have absolutely no direction. Zero, zilch. The guys are going to get hurt.
Right.
We're going to hurt our own players playing reckless only because they're trying so hard. I see them come down the floor. They're doing all kind of jerky, crazy shots and doing things that's almost out of character.
Right.
But it's a great effort. And I appreciate their effort. But my God, that's because we have no structure, just none whatsoever. John Hurst, you're gonna get our players killed out here, and they're gonna get killed from effort, from trying. They're gonna hurt themselves. We're gonna end up with a wounded team here pretty soon, from guys trying so hard. That's my major concern.
No, I agree. But what other thing is too, though? Shout out to what up, Bshack. Appreciate you tapping in, Mr. Cool down to the left. Mr. Cool, what we got to talk about too, and they're saying in the chat, these slow starts are killing this team. I mean, these starts are horrendous. We were able to overcome the Detroit one. We couldn't do it today, but we got to figure out how to start better. I mean, these starts are crazy that we're having right now. Like, I just don't understand. I really don't understand.
Well, because your coaching staff need to script how the game should start because they've scouted the other team. They've seen the game film. They see what their tendencies are. So you come in with a strategic way how we want to start the game and what we want to be trying. What's our mission? What's our goal? What's your objective? What we're going to try to do? Go inside out, screens, whatever you want to do, set up. That stuff is set up in advance. One of the things, and I saw today with Kevin Porter, and this happened last year in the playoffs, and I was concerned about that then, is that he likes to really get to that rim. And I remember saying last year that Indiana Pacers are not going to let him get to the rim the way he was during the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
So he needs to adjust his game. But again, that's coaching. When you have success with a player, and a couple of your players are having success, you got to anticipate that other team, especially with a good coach like Nurse, they're going to address those issues that you're successful with. Correct. So you have to be prepared to counter from that, because if they start taking that away from us, what do we do next? What's our second option? What's our third option? What do we do if we can't get him to the rim like that? That's when he's really effective, when Correct. He can get to the rim. He makes so much happen. But they collapsed on him, similar to what the Patriots were doing, and not allowing his outlet passes as well. So now he's being just swarmed as he attacks the rim. But again, this is coaching.
Even when you take the ball out of bounds, it looks crazy. Just regular out of bounds, side outs, we look crazy.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all that the energy in the arena is not like it used to be for this team. I'm telling y'all, heads need to something need to change. The arena's not filled up like it used to be. The energy ain't the same like it used to be. Changes need to be made. Period.
And you nailed it earlier on Bobby's play. That was a big critical play. That layup that we should have had on that play, critical, because momentum was happening at that time. But also, we got like three guys that made three critical plays that hurt us. That was one. And one is just the inability for Trent to make shots. He gets opportunities
I don't want to just blame Trent,
shots.
though, Mr. Cool. The team in general was not making shots down the stretch, which is part of the reason that we weren't able to really dig into that lead, missing multiple open shots or just bad shot selection, period.
Right. But he had an open look at a time we had momentum. And again, I was like, man, I know he's a good shooter and I know he's got confidence, but for whatever reason, he's not making that big shot like he was doing toward the end of last year and into the playoffs. He's not getting that shot down at the critical time for us, because it's like, man, if he could just make that, now we'll cut that thing to 7 or 6. Right. We could really get momentum back in that game. So I think he had that play, and Bobby's was probably the one that hurt the most, because that was a steal. We had a 3-on-1, and we got nothing out of it. How do you not get nothing out of a 3-on-1 on your whole
And then they
court?
came back and scored, and then Bobby came back down and shot an ill-advised 3, game over. I walked out after that because I knew what it was. You can't, that type of momentum swing, you can't come back from that. That's just being real. That's not being negative or anything. That's just observing what you're seeing and understanding what the end result is going to be. You can't make those type of mistakes. Bobby has skill, but he needs to be controlled. Like, you need to tell him, you can only do this, this, and that. Bobby on the fast break should never get the basketball. He's not going to dunk. He's going to try some stupid layup and is going to trick. Like, he's maybe shooting 50% on layups, which is crazy for a professional. Like, Bobby, you're rolling the dice if he's going to make a layup or make the right decision. We're always out of position defensively. It's not just, Bobby kind of cascades and starts it, but even with that, why isn't this being corrected? Why are we seeing the exact same thing replicate itself game after game without any accountability? Like, dude, what are you?
Well, and somebody said in the chat, Doc's interview, he says the same things after every game. It's like he could just put a tape up. He don't even need to go. Just put a tape up, because he's going to make the same excuses after every game. And it's just frustrating. But I'm going to let these gentlemen go, because I want to hear what they have to say.
Salute. Appreciate you hopping on, James. On you, Bshack.
Hey, good evening.
Good evening.
I know it seems like it's a tough game, kind of frustrating. But here's what you gotta look at. We did win the second half.
Right.
The first half, it got out of control, and you gotta find a way to stop the bleeding when it happens. That team got hot.
Right.
And I mean, they got hot.
Right,
Paul,
hot
I haven't seen Paul George play like that for a long time. I mean, he really was on one for a while.
And Quentin
Um,
Grimes. And Quentin Grimes got busy on us.
yeah, yeah. And you gotta when a team gets like that, that may have been the time to throw a zone at him for a minute. Where was that tonight?
That's what I'm
Um,
Right.
saying.
I mean that when a team gets like that, I think that you got to change it up. You can't give them the same look. Um,
Right.
this has been a good night for our players is to stay at home on their shooters.
Yep.
Just
Yep.
just resist the helping. Stay with your man. Let everybody they just man up. Um,
Right.
because they were making us pay tonight, but they were swinging the ball. They were making the extra pass. You got to give credit for good offense too. Um,
Good coaching.
yeah, yeah, and good coaching. When you have good offensive players who are playing smart, good shooters who are swinging the ball,
Hmm.
it's tough to stop until you do something to make it stop. You
Yeah.
can't just hope that they get cool off. You got to do something
Right.
to stop it. Even if it means getting physical for a moment, getting some
Right. A
other
hard
bodies
foul.
off the bench to use some fouls up,
Right.
something.
Yep. A
You
hard
know,
foul.
yeah, because they were just now the fight. Listen, I gotta give them credit for the fight, especially in the second half. Here's what I'll say. Kevin Porter Jr. He's best when he's operating in space
Space.
because
Yeah.
Right.
since there's no Giannis, there's no gravity, and they're kind of like you said, they're collapsing. So you got to
Hmm.
understand that's going to increase the that's going to increase the opportunity for turnovers. I
Hmm.
think at least he had just four tonight. He had seven other nights, but it's going to be hard for him to because he's got to make stuff happen. So
Right.
you just got to just understand they're gonna be
Ill advised
some
turnovers.
Oh
some
yeah.
turnover. But him and Rollins, listen, it's this is tough because they can't just be playmakers. We need offense from them. So
Hmm.
we gotta find a way to get them some more shots. I can see KPJ. You can see he knows he's trying to get other people involved. But I was just waiting for him to turn it on a little bit more. He did the second half. I think he didn't score in the first quarter at all.
No, he did. He
Yeah.
did a
Uh,
lot of his work in the second half. I think he's trying to
yeah,
get other people involved early, and I think that as a point guard, that's what he should be doing. Try to get other people going, and then try to
sure.
get his later. And I think that's what he did. But maybe he could have turned it on a little earlier. He only took 13 shots, which I thought wasn't enough
Yeah,
for
and
20
then
points.
on a night where the other team was just, I mean, they just the first half, you just needed a little more scoring. But listen, I think if you look at the stats don't look bad.
Mm-mm.
I mean, the of course I'm not even gonna look at the plus minus numbers tonight. They're gonna be skewed a little bit.
The bench
Uh,
scoring and 3-point shooting were the biggest differences.
and I think Doc Rivers and I know I'm about to walk into a beehive thinking that we're gonna get some solution from Doc Rivers, but you have to draw up plays. I think you have to intentionally get Ryan Rollins off. He is
Mm.
one of the most talented uh offensive guards. And then you tell
Hmm.
that no plays drawn up for him. I
Yeah,
mean,
Right.
you
right.
have to draw some plays up for these guys, man. So everything's just not a struggle. Some
Right.
plays
Right.
where everybody knows what's going on in that play. Everyone on that set, everybody knows where they're supposed to be to try to give the team some confidence. And Rollins and KPJ have to be, they got to be aggressive. They have to be aggressive. They have to be. I don't think this team has a choice now. This Giannis is out. Um, Now it's hard for me to get on Bobby too much tonight because if it wasn't for his offense, it could have
Mm.
been a lot uglier.
Agreed.
We know on defense he's going to be a turnstile, man. Like I used to put my tokens
Mhm.
in the New York City subway system, and you just go around, go through the turnstile, and he just not gonna do anything for you on defense. So that's to be expected. Um, Now I think losing Green hurt us because that affects the spacing,
Correct.
and this is why it's so this is why it's so bad for Trent to Junior to be
Be
so
yes.
Right,
anemic right
right,
now because
right,
we're not supposed to be a team depend on one shooter. We're supposed to have
Right.
multiple shooters on this team. And
right.
so he I for a moment I thought he was gonna get hot. He's just not there right now. He's just not there. Um I think my man got his to start tonight, Jericho Sims. Again, um, you gotta look at your personnel. The spacing wasn't there for him to get what he got the other night. He got 9 rebounds. I thought he played good solid. He had some really good defensive plays tonight.
Yep.
Some big
Mhm.
rebounds.
Yep,
I
yep.
mean, he had some defensive possessions where he really thwarted the other team's offense and
Mhm.
got the turnover, whatever. And so I think you have to be very intentional how to get him going. I think he's really good coming from that baseline,
Yeah.
cutting to the
Mhm.
Catch a
basket.
lot.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem with Sims. If you don't put it right there in his hands,
Bad
Right.
hands.
he doesn't
Awful.
have he doesn't have great hands.
Awful
No.
hands.
Some guys have really soft hands.
Like a Chris
Um,
Webber.
Right.
He just gotta touch his
yeah,
finger. You remember Chris Webber in
yeah,
the post? Never
yeah,
lost the ball.
yeah. Giannis has great hands because they're so
Mhm.
large.
Right. Right.
Um, Joker has the best hands I think I've ever seen. That's your offense. I mean, this dude throws up these little soft shots, man. I don't even know how he makes them, man. But but Jericho, I'm glad to see him get a start. I don't know if we have many other options. Um, I do like the energy that Turner came out with
Yeah. He played well
tonight.
today.
Yeah, and he needs to stay aggressive like that.
I agree.
So
Mhm.
I think tonight is the tale of a bad first half. They need to learn from it. Now I did see, and I was trying to figure out who he was directing his ire at. I saw KPJ get real pissed off one time.
It was Bobby.
Uh, it was Bobby again.
It's always Bobby.
Hmm.
It's always Bobby. Bobby can't think. Bobby just reacts and does stuff. I'm telling you, I know Bobby had 22 points today, but I would have sacrificed 10 of those points for you to make
Yeah,
the right play down the stretch.
yeah.
That
And
he,
Tunnel
Turner,
vision. He has
Turner,
tunnel
had,
vision.
yeah,
Turner had to come and just like you see calm him down a little bit because you're a leader on the team now.
right.
You just can't be the guy on the edge all the time. You have a different role, and see, this is a lot for him, man, right now.
Facts.
Again, I
Facts.
know he's talented. I know he's had the opportunity to really jumpstart his career again, but this is a lot for him right now,
I agree.
and it's a lot for him and Rollins to be carrying young players carrying a team like this. But listen, it's gonna be rough waters for a while, man. And we got Detroit tomorrow night on a back to back,
Mm-hmm.
and they're motivated. They they
Oh,
they
absolutely.
they're gonna be really. It's gonna be in Detroit. I think it's gonna
Yeah,
be in
at,
Detroit,
at
right?
Yep.
Detroit.
Detroit.
Well, all the guys who come in and just play aggressive and loose, and they're not expected to win. Maybe they could pull up if they want. If they could beat Detroit again at home, it'll let you know there's something in the heart of this team
Right.
Mm,
if they do. And
true.
right now, every game is a message to Giannis. Every game, whether it's good or bad, and it's kind of jacked up. The team's got to be in that position. Organization's got to be in that position, but that's where it is right now.
No, I agree with you. It's
Yeah.
just a lot to unpack. It's so many Mr. Cool been saying. There's so many holes in the ship. Which one do you plug first? It's just a lot going on with this team. But on
Mhm.
you, James. What you feel about everything today?
What's up, fellas?
Uh, what up?
What's up?
Um, man, I sat here listening to you guys, trying to think of something that we haven't been saying the past 2 months.
Right.
And you know, I got a couple things. One, I really am for the first time, just to get this Giannis thing out the way. I find myself literally in the last day, for the first time, thinking, you know what? We were. You said something that was important. We weren't winning with Giannis. And I don't know, even if he comes back and we have KPJ, if we can't solve this coaching thing, bro, I'm starting to think like I'm starting to realize that there's the world without Giannis might actually be our best scenario. Now I know we're all emotionally connected to Giannis because he finally brought us a chip and he's been here for there's a story here. And I feel like we're so married to this story of Giannis starting here and maybe this dream of him finishing here and maybe somehow putting a team together and winning another chip. But, bro, even if we somehow, some way figure out a way to become moderately competitive, bro, we ain't coming out the East. We have to really start
Real
being honest with
conversation.
ourselves.
Yeah, real
And if this
conversations.
season goes on, man, he's one more skinny ankle injury away. We're one more injury away from maybe not getting nothing for dude. Like
Yep.
it's painful. Like
Yep. Lord.
Calf
these guys.
strains equal Achilles if not taken care of. They correlate. Period.
I mean, think about this. Where he's down for 2 to 4 weeks during the same cloud over the team as him having this conversation about possibly wanting to leave or us possibly wanting to get rid of him. I think right now is the height of his value. We run the risk of his value, which is probably already starting to decline. He's on the other side of his
Right.
prime, believe it or
Right.
not.
You
Slowly.
preaching. You preaching.
I hate to think that I'm saying this because I've been such a big Giannis dude, bro. I got 9 pair of Giannis's in my
Right.
closet, bro. Like,
Valid.
I think we got to start having an honest conversation about everything we can get for him now while the getting is good. And then, because it's really the only way we're going to bring players that have the IQ that we need to help the players that don't have the IQ on the floor, which is my segue to, I don't want to let the coaching staff off the hook because we know there's definitely some issues there, right? But we made tonight another example. We made 25 just idiotic bonehead plays in the spur of the moment. That's not coaching, bro. You can coach plays and you can coach, there's a certain amount of responsibility that the coaches have in making sure the players are prepared. But in spur of the moment, instant decision making type situations,
It's a player.
bro, we throwing the ball across we so many turnovers and bad inbounding plays and my man, bro,
We're
you
just not
can't coach.
disciplined or prepared. I agree with you there, but I would say this: a lot of that stuff would be handled if they were practicing appropriately. A lot of those things should be addressed in practice. You should be prepared. That's the thing about practice. Practice prepares you for the game. I don't remember ever seeing us look prepared in a game since Doc has been our coach. That we look prepared. An agenda, boom, 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 going down. Just punching. No. We don't do that, man. I agree with you. Our players are not. I mean, we do have an IQ issue, but IQ can be raised if you're practicing effectively, if you're being coached effectively. It happens. Like if a kid has a reading issue, you just don't let him not have a reading. You take him to a specialist. That helps the kid to learn how to read. Who was helping these people learn not to be damn fools out there? Who was helping them? That's all I'm saying. And no matter what you say, it's gonna come back to coaching because that's the leadership. If I'm
Right.
doing, if I'm playing goofy, he's letting me play goofy. He's allowing it. Because if he didn't, he would bench me. And he's not doing it, so it's okay. That's the thing. If you think some of the stuff we were seeing Bobby or some of these other players do, and that was Popovich or Spoelstra, they'd have been on the bench. Even Bud, they would have been on the bench. That's what I'm saying. Yes, they're doing bonehead plays, but let me ask you: when they do a bonehead play, what is the accountability? That would be my pushback, James. Where's the accountability?
Maybe so. I was thinking.
I'm just.
I was thinking that if I don't know if you guys seen the new Kevin Hart special on Netflix. There's a point where he jokes about you got 3-4 kids, and you can always kind of tell which kid is gonna make it, and the other kids, I'm gonna start setting bail money aside for you. And
right.
I laugh a little bit because I'm thinking about how many players we have that the best we're gonna get out of these guys is what we see. The challenge is we don't know what's going on in practice to know how good are the coaches actually preparing these players, or is AJ Green is that the best we're gonna get out of AJ, or you know what I'm saying? Like we speculate. This is what we do as fans, right? We're trying to problem solve because the coaching staff obviously ain't doing the job right. So we sit here speculating on how to maximize these players, how to use them the best. And in the end, again, not to double back, but I think we need to start having an honest conversation about Giannis leading. One more thing.
We need more on this. We need more on this team. And I see y'all in the chat. We're not saying it's just coaching. We definitely need players, and we said that as well, but it's a mixture of both. But how do we get better players? What is that going to take? What are you willing to sacrifice to improve this team? That's the real question. On you, though, James.
I was just going to say, shout out to Pete Nance, got a minute.
Right, got a minute. Pete Nance did see, he did get in. He saw a lot of game action. Right. It's just so many holes. It's just so much going on with this team. The Giannis, you want to stay, you want to leave. What is his trade value? Like,
I said this a while back. I know it wasn't. I didn't make a lot of fans with this, but I said at some point the Bucks have to do what's right for the Bucks,
Right.
and it has. You have to think about. I was critical of the Dame deal because you're impacting your future. Nobody wants to hear that, and now people are, analysts are starting to now look at that move. Yeah, it was creative. Yeah, but there's another camp that says that's irresponsible for your team. You've lost a whole slot that you could have a pretty good player because you can't use that. That money's just there. So
Right.
I think at this point, James is absolutely right. See, there's two types of business. There's the type of business that's like, yo, Giannis right now is at the peak, but right at his powers. But I actually think right now it's past the peak.
I agree.
I think it's starting to head down. His body is starting to break down. It's just the reality of the situation. And the Bucks have to be thinking about the future. If you don't want the franchise to be back where it used to be in the desert, in a year where you've got an incredible draft coming up, if you can get a boatload of draft picks and you can get some talent in now, you can maintain without getting all the way to the bottom as long as you work from a base. right? And your base is not only you got a couple good young players to work with, but the culture you establish. You established a winning culture, and that can keep you from going all the way to the bottom because a bad culture will cause
Mm-hmm.
a team to just look awful, terrible. You know, guys, everyone's for themselves.
True.
So right now, I think the Bucks need to be thinking about Giannis don't want to be here no more.
Mm.
Just get it to your thick to go, baby. He don't want you no more.
Right.
And so you got to think for yourself. But the other business part, and this could be some infighting in the Bucks organization, because you got some guys are like, I don't care how bad it gets. He's selling jerseys. He's he's
Right. Putting
helping
people
the
in the seats.
economy.
He's putting people in the
Yeah,
seats. Right.
yeah. There's two types of business in a basketball franchise. It's just
But
the
that's
plain.
short term. Yeah, that's such short term
It
thinking. You know what
is
I mean? Like you could
absolutely,
pack the seats, sell some jerseys now a little bit longer, like squeeze as much as we can. Or do we want
absolutely.
to move things around real quick and make sure we got a
Yeah,
steady stream of income coming in as a business, right?
yeah,
That's true.
yeah. And let me say this, and I'm gonna hit this real quick. And most of y'all know what I do. I did a series. My theme this year was called Seasons, and everything is attached to a season. That means there's seasons come and seasons go. No
Mm-hmm.
season lasts forever. And
Mm-hmm.
one of the most important things to understand is to recognize the signs of when a season is changing.
Mm.
Most people lose in life when they don't recognize the signs. Because if it's already fall and you're dressing like it's still summer, you're gonna catch a cold. And
Right.
so you have to understand it's changed. Like you said, the feeling in the arena has changed. Giannis, the way he feels about the organization has changed. The way people feel about Giannis has changed.
I just want to hold you
He's
right
not.
there, Bshack. You remember when we and you kind of were bringing it up about Giannis and him not wanting to be here and all that, and I was like, Giannis is messing around playing a dangerous game because everybody loved Giannis and he one move away from being a heel. He's becoming that
Yeah,
right now. He is becoming the
absolutely,
heel. You remember I was like he keep playing these games, going
absolutely.
on these podcasts, making these little slick comments. I'm like, okay, you play stupid
Yeah,
games, you're gonna play stupid prizes.
Bro,
Everybody love you here. Everybody
I'm
love
already
you here.
hey,
You know they're gonna turn their back on you. I'm telling you. If this was a
I'm
year or
already
two ago,
starting to
nobody would have ever thought about trying to trade Giannis. They have love, but the way he done kind of in a certain way, not literally, but the way that the fans are feeling about him and the way that the things he's saying is affecting the
Mm-hmm.
fans. I don't think he's getting it, and it's turning him into a heel. I think he's a heel now, almost
bro,
100%.
he's starting to lose me like Aaron Rodgers finally lost me after enough of the
Right.
back and forth. And Brett Favre lost me after I'm like, after a while, you're just like, man, dude, you're staying, you're going. Every year we got to play this game. It's so emotionally draining, bro. At some point, like, man, let's just get what we can for dude. Love that you did what you did for us. We'll always love you. You'll always be Milwaukee. But man,
Right.
we got a small window right now to get what we can to have a future. Otherwise, bro, man.
yeah.
So
I was just in the
there's
chat.
another piece of this too.
Oh, go ahead,
But
Mr. Cool.
oh,
Hold on one
sorry.
second. Let me go to Miss Cool, then we'll go back to you, B Shaq, and then to you, James. Go ahead, Mr. Cool.
Just another piece to this too. This is really unfair to his teammates on the Bucks because I've seen these interviews with these guys, and they're having to try to defend Giannis and where he's at, and he's fine, he's with us. You're putting your teammates in a very difficult spot, night in, night out, national media coming up to these guys, asking them all about Giannis and is he going to leave? And this is just unfair to them. Okay, what he needs to tell them is that I'm gonna finish out the season privately. Don't worry about it, and then we'll see what happens then. Something so these guys don't have to be put on the spot like this. But he doesn't care. He absolutely does not care. He is a self-absorbed person for whatever reason. I don't know what's happened to him, but something is just not right because you should care about your teammates enough to quit putting these young guys on a spot like this, where they have to try to defend you and speak for you. And either you're going to stay or you're not. Why make your teammates lie? if you know you're not going to stay. And they're
Right.
out here having to say that all the time. It's just not right. It's not right. And I've seen the interviews. I feel bad for those guys because they're put on the spot all the time. Because every question from the national media is going to be, what about Giannis and what's going on with him? Because the press is just thirsty for this story.
Right.
This is like the biggest story in the NBA is what's going to happen with Giannis right now.
Yeah, that's
So that
it.
affects your teammates.
Yeah, because it makes it seem like you don't want to be here. So how, like, that's going to cause tension in the locker room. I just wish he would just say what it is. That's what I'm saying. Now you
Well,
keep playing, doing the Rodgers thing, like you said, James. He's turned heel. Now that you don't have that love and admiration like you once had, because you keep playing. You keep playing.
yeah, from
Well,
a
and the worst
national.
thing, what if he
Okay.
what if he stays, and or what if he goes and Doc stays? That doesn't fit. Now what? Now we got a bunch of brand new draft picks and talent, and we still got the coach. Bro, I'm telling you, I don't see a peep anywhere on all of social media about Doc being here way too long. No one is on Doc's head. It's all about Giannis, and you know, one last thing, bro, and then I'll let you bring someone else in. You know, we did that quick little shuffle with Drew and did all that, thinking we could real quick regroup and get a ring back. We keep doing that, right? We keep shuffling real quick to think we can. Bro, we're 4 years now past. We're as far away from 2021 as we've been the last 4 years. We're not even close to getting back to being competitive for the East, let alone a fight for a championship. You know what I mean? Like,
But James, remember one thing. That was pressure from Giannis, to be fair, too, that he put on the organization back before the whole Drew Holiday thing happened. I may leave. We don't show. And what's the matter, Bshack?
We'll spin the block to you in a minute for you to retort. Bshack in a minute. Go ahead, James. Finish. Let James finish. I'm gonna tap in Dr. Smith, but go ahead, James.
No. I want to see the response. I'm gonna mute my mic. In fact, I'm gonna cut out, bro. I still got one more person in the room. Yep.
All right. Appreciate you. All right, James. Tap in Dr. Smith.
Oh,
go ahead,
my
Bshack.
goodness.
Go ahead.
I didn't see what was said. I didn't see.
That Bshack is only talking about Giannis and not Doc.
King Kwame.
Mm-hmm.
That's who said Bshack only talks about what Giannis is doing wrong. Giannis said he is with the team, but at the end of the year, things can change. I'm gonna be nice because I could deal with that statement. Just the last part about what Giannis said. You must have been watching the news of what's going on. Okay, first of all, and second of all, anyone who's on this chat enough knows that Giannis is absolutely my favorite player. Do I got to bring all my shoes and stuff out again?
Okay, hold
Okay,
on.
so
This is a retort. He retorted now. He said, Doc is the problem in this organization and has been for many franchises. He must have his frat brothers around the league to not talk bad about it. I agree with that, but both of those are issues, though. Go ahead, Bshack. Then we go
first
to
of all,
Dr.
it
Smith.
is a lie to say I only talk about what Giannis does wrong. That's a lie. It's not true. But some people can't handle the truth. I'm a truth teller. And that's why a lot of times I'm on the front end of stuff that happens. And people play catch up because when the reality finally hits, oh, I guess Bshack was right. Because sometimes people have to just call it like it is.
Right.
And the fact of the matter is, I've been saying, I said this summer, I told y'all not looking how Giannis is moving. Y'all want to keep blinders over your eyes.
You right.
And you don't want to face the truth. The
Right.
dude is saying he don't want you no more.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what is happening. You don't go to Greece and spend your whole summer there. You don't move your family over there. You don't throw shade at your team all the time. You don't say when the owner says I met with Giannis and then turn around and say I don't recall that me.
Right.
Giannis is
Right.
letting y'all know he don't feel the same way no more. He is not the young kid from Greece, all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. He done got experience. He done been out here. And people done been kissing his feet for the last several years. But Giannis right now, he's not only messing stuff up with the Bucks, he's messing stuff up with his reputation. I heard
Mm-hmm.
people today call him a hypocrite. They remember when he stood on the podium the night of the championship and talked about how he did the right way. He's low, and yes, he was.
Right.
And
Right.
I don't think the argument really
Mm.
works. I don't think the argument really works because he stayed and got the championship. He didn't leave like LeBron did to win with somebody else. He did it here. But just the fact that Giannis used to just kind of be on this pedestal, separate himself, and say, well, I do things the right way. I work harder than anybody else. I'm hungrier than anybody else. No one's like me. Right now, all that stuff is starting to crumble. And another thing, maybe he's not American, so he don't understand this. People don't like sneaky folk. So
Mm-hmm.
so when you do all of this slick stuff and don't just come out and say this is what I want, this is what I don't want because you're trying to save face because you still want everybody to like you.
Right.
You're
Right.
not helping anybody but yourself right now, and you're actually hurting yourself. You're actually
Right.
hurting yourself right now. So I want the Bucks fans to understand: if you are a true Bucks fan, not like I'm more of a Giannis fan than a Bucks fan, so that comment is so wrong and irrelevant. I can't even express it. But if you're a true Bucks fan, if you've been 10 toes down for the Bucks in Milwaukee all these years, if you're really a Bucks fan, you should want what's best for the Bucks.
Mm.
And right now, with Giannis having lower extremity, uh, uh,
Problem.
um,
Injuries.
yeah, injuries almost every year, your asset is depreciating by the day. And someone
Nope.
on the Bucks probably don't never maybe they don't know nothing about the stock market because the stock is going down. And unless you pull the trigger sooner than later, you're not going to get what you could before. Don't let Giannis come back and then snap an Achilles.
Right.
Y'all will really be sorry then. And we hope that doesn't happen. Yeah, I don't usually get this riled up or get on 10 like this, but I had to do it. But it's time for fans to be truthful. All this waxing poetic, we had a good run. Seasons come and seasons go.
Mm.
Right.
This season is passing. Just get just
Agree.
just 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 get with it.
And let me add one more thing too, real quick, to follow up Bshack before Dr. Smith go. Giannis got injured in the 2020 at the bubble in the playoffs. He was injured. Giannis got injured 2021 in the playoff. He came back, but he got a pretty serious injury during that playoff run. 2023, he got injured against the Miami Heat in the playoffs, missed several games. 2024, he missed the entire playoffs. I mean,
Mm. Wow.
so that's a lot of important games he has missed for this organization. And I agree with you. He's on that downward slide right now, and his value may be at his highest point right now. And we have to just come to grips with the fact that we should trade him and get what we can and move on because who knows what will happen next with his injury wise. He may turn it to Embiid. I mean, look what
Damn.
Embiid's done with the Sixers.
That's true.
Whoa. That comparison right there, yo.
Yeah, Embiid,
That's
Well,
that's
that don't
crazy.
happen.
Yeah, that's crazy with Embiid. But without further ado, Dr. Smith, how you feel about everything that's been said? The game, floor is yours, sir.
Well, salute to the chat,
Yeah.
salute to the panel, salute to you, Amara, for
Right.
creating the platform. I think think this game was so bad that we have slipped into talking about someone who's not even here. And I have a rule: if you're in street clothes, I'll talk about you when you get back. I'm not begging nobody for nothing. I don't care who you are. If you want to go, I'll see you. I'll be sad that you're going. If you're not here, I'm not talking about you. It doesn't mean that I don't care about you playing, and it doesn't mean that I don't want you on this team. I do. And I think but if he's the first domino to fall, I'm done with this team. I'll just talk to y'all. Because when I saw today, yes, the effort in the second half, I'm going to bring it back to the game. The effort in the second half was 12 out of 10, for sure.
Right.
But they'll get props for that. And that's what infuriates me. Because if you'd have just gave me a 7 out of 10 in the first half, maybe you wouldn't have had to play 12 out of 10 in the second half, looking helter-skelter, running in the walls, looking crazy. Excuse me. Ryan Rollins throwing chest passes up the length of the court and getting them stolen, and all kind of crazy, ludicrous basketball. And Bobby Portis once again having me ask the question, and I'm serious, straight-faced, dead ass. How are you still in the NBA now at this point with some of the stuff that you do? It's not that you're not good enough. It's that you're not nearly good enough for your size and for what you're supposed to have.
Facts.
That dude is sick. I have to keep reminding myself that he's 6'10". He's 6'10", and you led the conversation with the play that I legit walked out. I came back to the game, but I walked out when I saw him leading the fast break. And he had the opportunity
to pass the ball,
outlet to someone else, because you know how tragic Bronson you are, and you decided to do it anyway, and didn't know if he wanted to do a floater. He can't dunk, so he tried to do a layup, and the ball just went straight up in the air. When, to what Bshack was saying, when Kevin Porter Jr. got mad in the first half, he said, was that Bobby Portis? I'm going to tell you why it was Bobby Portis. Yes, first of all, it was Bobby Portis that he got mad. And the reason that it was Bobby Portis was because the 76ers, who have been shooting us out of the gym at this point, just missed the shot. And then who is their backup center?
Bona.
No.
Oh, not Bona. Let me look. Hold on.
The dude who injured AJ Green out of the game. He didn't do it on purpose. It was just a hard screen. His name is right on the tip of my tongue. He's really good at rebounding.
Drummond.
Drummond didn't hustle into the paint. Drummond walked into the paint and got the rebound up over Bobby. Bobby's feet didn't even get off the ground to go get that rebound. Drummond walked into the paint, got the rebound, and when he went back up, what did Bobby's attempt at defense look at? That swipe garbage that he does. So Drummond got the and one. He walked into the paint, collected the rebound over Bobby Portis in a game where everyone was running. The one time the Sixers have poor effort, and we rewarded by having even more poor effort than they did. I'm going to say it one more time. He walked into the paint and jumped up over Bobby Portis, and then put it back up, and Bobby Portis did. And that's why Kevin Porter turned around and was looking at him and barking. I don't reward that second half, because at that point it was just helter-skelter crazy. I'm happy that they showed that they have it in them, but we knew it had it in them. So so when the question is asked, well, we'll learn from this. What were we supposed to learn from this game that we didn't already know? What were we supposed to learn from this game that we didn't already know? Who are we? What? I'm just talking about the tactics of defense. What kind of defensive scheme are we running where it's that many open threes? That was worse than the Bud year. Where's that many open threes? You have people out there. There's no way that the Sixers should look like vintage Golden State Warriors, where every three they put up is going in, no matter what they do. Everything. These are people that I've never even heard from. And everything that they threw up went in. Who is this person? Right. Why is that happening on a night-to-night basis?
Jabari Walker.
Charlotte.
Jabari Walker today. Jabari Walker today went on.
Who is this? salute to him, because I'm not gonna try and dog him like he's a nobody. But I
Right.
mean, I've never heard it, and I watch basketball literally all the time. I watch football a little more than basketball, but I still watch the both of them all the time. These are only two sports that I keep up with, and fighting. In 3 sports, but
Right.
I don't know this person. The backup center from Charlotte who went out for a career game. What's his name? I'll wait. Do his teammates even know what his name is? Why is it that everyone like these people? What was the plan? So I legitimately want to ask Doc and Coach Buckner, because Doc went so far as to name this man the defensive coordinator.
Yes.
So
Yes, he
you
did. Put
made
him
this
right under the
person like
bus.
exactly a specific. That's a good. That's good, right? Because I didn't think in my head that that's why he was doing it, and maybe that's why he was doing it, so that I have someone with an official title to officially assign blame when
Right.
things go
See, right. He's a
right.
real politician. We got to start. Doc is smarter than he looks. Doc is smarter than he looks.
Well, he has to be, because coaches on this team have been fired for less. Like you said, Coach Bud, and I'll every time I think about that, I think that this might be karma.
Mm-hmm.
The man's brother passed away. And I get it, because in the moment, I was emotional too, but that was an emotional decision. And he was spellbound and couldn't figure it out, and we fired him. How many different moments from coaches have we seen since then when the coaches couldn't figure it out? He was fired.
Mm-hmm.
Doc gets to go up on the podium and tell us how we got to move the ball, and we're just not.
Doc is
Coach Bud was fired. Coach Griffin was fired with a losing record. Once again, I was
Yep.
emotional and didn't want him on the team, because I think he was trying to coach a system that didn't work with the players that we had in hand.
correct.
But he was fired. So I'm not saying that these guys shouldn't have been fired. I'm saying that whatever the standard was seems to have been relaxed quite a bit since Doc got the job. How does he get to keep the job if everyone else was fired before?
Because he had a
Everyone,
4-year contract.
you feel me?
4-year contract.
Did the
10
defense,
million a year. They ain't gonna eat that money. It's pretty
the
obvious.
defense in that first half, the play in the first half, but particularly the defense in that first half, wasn't just bad, it was criminal.
Criminal. Right.
It was criminal. And this is where the players come in. So it's twofold, right? Because
Right.
it's not just coaching.
Correct.
So I don't go for it's just the coaching thing, right? Because even when the players were in positions to rotate, they were half-assing it. Gary Harris can't get 2 seconds of praise on this channel before he gives us that.
Man,
So
I
no,
was so
sir,
mad, and
you go.
and then I was mad because he got in the game early. I was like, "Oh, Doc is thinking," and then he go in the game and just doing goofies the whole.
Not even just like I don't have. I don't see. My next comment was going to cross the line, so I'm not going to say that, right? But just the way you were closing out too, like, bro, if you don't drop and do some push-ups like right now, like get your soft close out to these people like you playing basketball. Like it's so you so nothing.
Nonchalant.
And
Nonchalant is how he closes out. Nonchalant. This team in general has a nonchalant attitude, and I do believe that comes from the coach.
I
but
gotta say something, but just one thing Mr. Smith said, Dr. Smith said. Nobody ever wants to talk about Adrian Griffin. Every time it's mentioned, it gets pushed aside. But I
Right.
don't think we're hearing what we're saying. Adrian Griffin coached a team to what was it, 30-13 record
Correct. 30-13.
without the right personnel. Y'all not
Yeah.
hearing yourselves.
Right.
He coached the team to a 30-13 record
Without the right personnel.
without the right. Just
I
imagine what would have happened over time getting the right personnel for his system. And here's it. And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna give it back because I know Dr. Smith. He needs his time. But listen, Giannis is a big part of Griffin being gone.
Of course he
And
is.
there's a lot of collateral damage over the years that people don't want to look at. But when Griffin was coaching, Giannis showed him up time after time, checking himself into games, sitting on the table while the team was in a huddle.
Mm-hmm.
We forget about that type of stuff. That was wild, man, what Giannis was doing. That was this gonna be controversial. That was black on black crime.
Yo.
Hey, Bshack,
Now
Bshack.
that's all I'm gonna leave it right there. But
Real
no
quick,
one wants to
Bshack.
talk. Adrian Griffin was done dirty, man.
Yeah.
The man's been out of basketball after having a winning record. I've always felt for the dude. I always have.
Let me say this, Bshack. Also, I think it was Portis and Brooke Lopez
Correct.
that pushed them to go
They
at
were
that
right.
at the in-season tournament. They really, really wanted him out of there because they didn't
Yeah.
like how he was utilizing them, forcing them to try to play up, trap, and do things they physically couldn't do.
But he was also
And they
holding
hated
them
that.
accountable. He was also holding players
Yep.
accountable,
Yeah,
and they didn't
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Right, because I was going to jump in with what Mr. Cool said, because that was the number one reason. Not that what Bshack is saying is untrue, because that also happened. And if you're going to tell the story, you got to tell it all. And
You're
Giannis was
right.
doing
You're right.
nonsense. And that does make a brand new coach that makes things a lot more difficult. When
Correct.
you are Godzilla in your city and anything you say goes, your little brother has a job in the NBA and everyone and their mother knows. Come on, bro.
Right.
Your older brother got a job in the NBA and everyone knows. Come on,
Come
bro.
on, bro.
Right?
Mhm.
That's how big, how long your word is and how strong your word is. But I also know that Giannis is, 30 years old?
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, that was a growing moment for him. I certainly hope that he grew from that because that's a misuse of power for sure to make a young coach look bad. But I don't think that he was the number one reason. I think, which brings me to my next point. I think the number one reason was that Adrian Griffin left was that and I said it then, was that it's a case of he wasn't enough Matt LaFleur. This is what Matt LaFleur does that's so well, that's brilliant, right? Matt LaFleur, when he first came to Green Bay, had a system that he wanted to run, but he knew that he couldn't run it with the players that he had immediately. So he
Right,
adjusted. And as time
right.
went on, there are players that he got that fit more of his scheme. You start to see more and more what he wanted to do. If you
Mm-hmm.
look at Green Bay now, and you look at that Tennessee team that he had back when he had Derrick Henry, those two teams look very similar. They didn't immediately because he was able to adjust with the personnel that he had and adapt a system around that generational talent that he had with Aaron Rodgers. Enter Doc Griffin, who and his Avengers level coaching staff, who sarcasm, if you didn't get that, right? Who has Bobby Portis. The reason why they go to zone so much, and I'm not even mad at this because a lot of the times when they go to the zone, it works.
Mm-hmm.
It certainly was not today. I don't anticipate that it's going to work for very much longer at all because teams are going to study tape like this and they're going to say, oh, yeah, well, that's how you busted. Why didn't we think of that? And then away the zone goes, right? You go to the zone to hide players like Bobby Portis. So, no, I don't
Facts.
give him
Facts.
props for however many points he scored because that's how he keeps lingering. That's why I said I'm going to go apes if the first person to go is Giannis. And one of the main problems on this team is still here after that. This coaching staff and that complete lack of a big man in Bobby Portis. Someone who plays so poorly on defense that you can't play him out in the perimeter. You can't play him in the post. You got your young and up-and-coming star who you could be thinking about future-wise building a team around, cursing him out in the middle of the court because he's letting people walk past him, out-rebound him, score, and get and ones. The trifecta. The trifecta. But he hit a three in the game, so we don't think about none of that.
I
We
just
don't
want to
think about
interject
nothing.
1 second. The other thing that bothers me with Bobby, and I know this is a small thing, Bobby never hits a big shot, like one that you really need. He never does it. If you look throughout this season, even this game, when you really needed that big shot from Bobby, he did what he was doing to keep us in the game where it looked like we were getting blown out, we were hanging around. But when the game started getting tight and he needed to make some plays, he can't do it. That's one of the main reasons I want him gone. You can cook when it don't matter, but when we really need you, you don't come through. I really want him gone for that specific reason. Let me know a last time you seen Bobby close out a game or Bobby hit some big shots down the stretch of any game.
Oh, no, because when the game gets close, you got to get rebounds. You got to be able to play defense. These are things that you cannot reliably count on him for. Now, in his defense, he is better than a lot of these other players that we have coming up off the bench. But he gets paid way more than them, right? So if we're gonna start, and he's just as nothing in those clutch moments, in the clutch moments, right? So if we're gonna start talking about funds being appropriated so that we can get talent, that's a good place to start.
Agreed.
Because that's a brother that can't
Absolutely.
be trusted.
Absolutely. Get him out of here.
Because that's a play you can't count on him when it matters the
I
most.
prefer
You
Kuzma
can't.
in that situation. I'm gonna keep it real. As much as Kuzma might cruise every once in a while, I still trust him more than I would Bobby in a closing unit. I would trust Kuzma more.
It's like I said. It's that moment was like an encapsulation of how I felt. Because he literally didn't even move. He didn't move. Are you kidding me? Like what? Who at that point we were losing by like close to 20 points or something
Right.
like that? Who are we to not play effort with when it comes to defense? Gary Harris, if I were the coach, you'd be lucky if you saw the floor again. Ever. And I'm serious. That after like I'm more angry that I was giving you props and then you turn around and you do that.
The,
Now I'm a fool for having done that. And I'm just gonna go back to my original thought and their original thought. Their original thought for you, Gary Harris, is that maybe you'll get some minutes when Thanasis comes in. And you kind of fought your way into it because Gary Trent Jr., which brings me to my next point. I'm done asking questions about Gary Trent Jr.
Thank you. It
You
is
have
what
a
it
deadline.
is.
You have a deadline, right? Bobby's past his deadline. I don't care what he does now. You out. As soon as we can offload you, thank you, sir. Utah, something, right? Sacramento, somebody. You going West Coast, something. But Gary Trent, you got like 5 games to remind me of your value on the team. 5, including tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's a back-to-back. You got 5 games, including
I don't be
tomorrow.
trying to hear that back-to-back foolishness no more. I'm not trying to hear that no more.
To remind me of your value, or it'll be a seat in row 13. Bobby, you'll be in 13B. You be in 13A. You can get the window seat. The both of y'all, right on over. Right on over. Because what happened to you? What happened to you, man? Key threes that we needed in the game. Wide open threes. Your shot. You can't hit them. You can't hit them.
That's my problem.
You can't hit them.
When you need Bobby, he ain't never there. When you for real need Bobby, he will disappoint you every time. He'll disappoint you every time. Go ahead, Bshack. I saw you anticipating saying so. Go ahead, Bshack.
Now, I was just gonna say that um Bobby better not come up with no mysterious illness
Situation.
tomorrow night, because if he
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
does,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
go ahead.
I'm gonna say, because you don't want no smoke with Isaiah Stewart.
Right, we forgot about all that.
Hey, hey,
Yeah, yeah.
And
Right,
and thing was,
yeah.
I don't even care
he
about that. Like,
he
y'all ain't
actually
really
on
respond.
national television was like, "I'm gonna give you a knuckle sandwich,
Right.
man."
He was old school with it. Yeah, that was real old.
Well, that might be something the referees need to be
He
Right.
said the fifth.
aware of tomorrow night, and
Right.
that might be a very physical game. But we've got to come ready to fight tomorrow night. I'm serious. I really think it's going to be a physical game
I
tomorrow
agree.
night, and I think that that I don't I don't give the Bucks a lot of chance tomorrow, but I'm hoping they surprise us tomorrow because we know it's a back to back, but the fact that Detroit is going to try to get their get back tomorrow,
They're gonna play hard, and it's at home.
Of course. Of
and it's
course.
at home. Um, all I can say, man, about some of the stuff we were saying before is right now, because people are asking if Giannis has played his last game. I don't necessarily think that that's the case, but the team has to play right now and has to have a mentality uh, that says if Giannis is out, Giannis is not here. It's about this people in this room because nobody really knows how much longer they're going to be with this team.
Correct. They're all 1 year
So
contracts.
everyone needs to know we got people watching us right now, whether it's to to determine my value in a move, whatever. Everybody needs to be playing right now. Hopefully, it doesn't translate into individualism,
Right.
right? It's still
Team basketball.
playing as a team, and so um, we'll see what happens, man. But I just think this team needs to just understand that uh, everything matters right now. Everything counts, and I want to take back my statement earlier um, about insinuating that you all have to prove to Giannis, show Giannis that we don't. I don't want them to even think about Giannis no more, man, because I don't think it's fair to position he's actually
The players
putting the
in.
team in, and I don't think it's necessarily fair because the way he's played this thing, he's really played this thing really in a slick way, and I'm trying to come to grips with my feelings about Giannis during this whole time because he's doing some stuff I didn't really think
What's
he would
Giannis like?
do.
Right.
Um, and y'all do know if the Nasus is going, if Giannis is going. Y'all do know the
Yeah.
Nasus is it.
Yeah.
He's out of here. There's first of all, there's no reason for the Bucks to keep him if Giannis not here. Let's
Correct.
just be real.
Yeah.
And knowing Giannis, he's probably letting through his agents let him know that whoever brings him on's got to bring his brother on too. Even though Giannis may have to understand that other teams are not going to cater to him
Correct.
Mhm.
like the Bucks did. So he's going to be in for a whole new reality because
Facts.
he's going to be coming to a team as an aging star. And I'm going to say one last thing about the situation.
Right,
And
Patricia.
this may really seem like it's contradictory, but I don't think Giannis's value in a trade is as high as he might think it is. And this is why. Giannis is not like a lot of different players that can just fit in any system.
Correct.
It's almost like the team system has to change because of Giannis. And because of his limited skill set, it's
I'll
really
like that.
it's gonna make teams really think twice. Like, man, do I really need to bring him on? Do we really need to bring him in here because that means we got like you got to get shooters to put around Giannis.
Right.
And if you have a really good point guard already, like I heard Luca actually went to management inquiring the Lakers, can we get him? I don't know if Giannis can coexist with Luca. I'm just be honest. Can
Mhm.
Giannis IQ get to the point
Bshack, I
where he
love you,
can be
bro.
can he move without the ball? Can he really play without the ball?
Yes.
So I don't know.
Bshack, I love you. I don't know about this last one. Luca and Giannis would be invincible.
You think
Luca,
so?
yes, I think Luca is like Chris Middleton on steroids. Like that style of game, that would be invincible. I think he'd be invincible on a lot of other teams, right? I think he'd be invincible in the Golden State system. Maybe not necessarily with the players
Mm-hmm.
anything that resembles a 5-out. We see no strays in here constantly with the trolling, right? Giannis in Boston would be invincible. Giannis with the Lakers would be invincible. Giannis on the Spurs would be invincible if you got to worry about him and
Facts, Renell.
I think he would be invincible on a lot of other teams, but I do agree with the not thinking about it anymore. Maybe I don't know, man. I'm too like, you a grown man at the end of the day. I'm talking about the players. I'm not even talking about Giannis. Like I'm not looking. Of course, he's the best player on the team. Of course, you are much better with him than without him. But I don't know. I got too much pride to keep looking for my big brother to fight my fights, man. Win, lose, or draw, I'm gonna get knocked out on my own. Like it does come a point when you got to stand up on your own 2 feet and hold your own square. And these dudes, it's not that the effort is not there. The effort, I think, is inappropriately applied. The effort in this game came in the second half because the first half, I don't know what they were doing. The effort wasn't there. The effort wasn't there. The IQ wasn't there. And even when the effort is there, there's not enough effort in the classroom. That is what would be bothering me.
That's a good point.
Milwaukee is not at all a mentally sharp team at all. And there are some frequent flyers on this short bus, and it's really like putting me off. Because every team in the league, 30 teams in the league, all 29 other teams I look at as being smarter than us. Smarter than us. Right? We have too many guys who are just, they don't know what to do. And this is a coaching thing and it's a player thing. Because the players already are coming in with like major impediments that you would think that they should already know.
That's true.
And they don't. That's a player problem. Compounding it is that the coach is supposed to say, well, I shouldn't have to teach you this, but I will teach you this. But Doc is not stepping up to that plate either. And so there's this massive gap in their knowledge on what they're supposed to have. This is what Mr. Cool keeps speaking to. Where are the set plays that these guys have that will start committing to muscle memory what they should be doing in giving situations? Because they don't know. And
At all,
like
actually,
some of this stuff is
all.
basic. They don't know basic stuff. And it's very easy, truthfully, for me to sit on this side of the computer in my faded sweatshirt with the eagle eye view that I have of the court and say, oh, well, why didn't you see the pass? I get it. In the heat of the moment, things are happening. You're hot. You're tired. You've been hit. You can't see the floor as well as we can. But certain stuff, man, you've been playing basketball your whole life. And some of this stuff is still not occurring to you. Still not occurring to you. How many times have you yelled, box out? We're not talking about like really like high-tech, ingenious level IQ stuff. Just basic stuff that you should have to make it on your high school team. I know what I had to do when we didn't box out. All of you have played basketball for your high school team. We all had those funny punishments that our coaches would
running
invent.
suicides.
Yeah, or embarrass us. Like I told you, we used to have to. Everything was with our hands up. The entire practice, hands up. Your hands start dropping down to this, you get 20 more minutes. Like our coach was trying to like I think he was looking on the internet and some of the stuff that drill sergeants would do in the military and come up with like the funny punishments. We would literally be like this. They would invite like the rest of the school into the practice, so the girls would be in the stands laughing at us the whole 9 yards. But I bet you we never closed out the shooters with our hands down again because we remembered those practices. Like stuff like that. They used to bring garbage cans out to the middle of the court. You run suicides till someone throws up in this can. They can't do stuff like that anymore, right? But that's y'all are running. Y'all are running. On a night like this, after that game, after that first half, that would have been a punishment for that. Gary Harris closing out like he has better things to do. Like we'd rather be like checking up his stocks on his phone. You have better things to do. People forgot who you were. People forgot that you even played for the Magic. There were people on the Magic that forgot that you played on the Magic. Milwaukee gave you a chance, and you closing out the 3-point shooters like that. Bring the garbage can right out to the middle of the court. Y'all know what's up. Y'all know what's up. And you doing this on the night of a game. You wake up early in the morning and you doing that, and then tonight you better be Gatorated up and ready to play that game, because you're going straight from suicides to the showers, to the bus, to the plane, to Detroit, to the court. No excuses. You're not tired, because it's not like you played tonight. It's not like you actually ran tonight. You had tonight off.
All right.
That's why we had to play 12 out of 10 basketball in the second half. That's my problem. Before I even get to Giannis and how he's moving, I can't get past that. So I can get mad at Giannis all I want, but would you want to come home to that?
Right.
We're talking about like him wanting to step out. Would you want to come home to that?
That's true.
You've been working all day. You come home. When you left, there were clothes on the floor. You come back. There are clothes on the floor and dishes in the sink. Your partner don't work nowhere. You don't pay a bill in this house. And they're going to get mad at you for getting upset at that? Man, before you catch a case, you just turn around and walk right back out the door. I'm good. I'm getting in my car. I'm going across town. Don't ask me where I've been at for the last 5 hours. You know what's up. If I got to come home to this, that's what it looks like. That's why his eyes are straying. You better fix your house before you get mad at the person who leaves your house. And it starts with players knowing what they're doing. So if he's the first domino to fall, I'm done. If he's the first domino to fall,
I feel you on that. I can understand.
I'm done. I'm spazzing.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that he can't, because nothing lasts forever. But if out of all of this, he's the first one, and we keep Bobby Portis, sell that to your crowd. We lose Giannis and keep Bobby Portis, and keep Doc Rivers, and keep Coach Buckner, whatever his name is, because I'm fast forgetting what his name is, because it's not important. If you can't coach defense, it's not important. You're going to tell me that you're the defensive coach. You're the cornerback whisperer. And every game we play, you got 2 different receivers going off for 100 yards on your team. How much defense are you actually coaching? What is really going on? To what Mr. Cool says, what's going on in these practices? I know you guys show up for practice, but what are you doing in these practices?
Right.
Do you just get in the Milwaukee Bucks gear and run around?
I did want to share something with you guys on this.
Yeah, let's start. We're gonna do last words too. We got to spin the block tomorrow anyway. It's getting kind of late, so go ahead, Mr. Cool. It's on you. Then we'll end with Dr. Smith.
Just 2 things real quick. I heard from a reliable source, they on social media posted this today. A guy I know who's pretty close to the Chicago Bulls said that the Giannis's agent reached out to the Bulls about a trade, and the Bulls rejected it. They do not want to pursue Giannis. So I got to tell you, some of these teams are going to be looking twice at this, because you're going to have to deplete your team so much to sign him. Then they're going to be no better than the Bucks are right now.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe I didn't say what I said artfully enough, because I made it. I focused more on the style of play. Mr. Cool, I'm hearing the same thing. That teams are looking at the situation and be like, "We're good." So it's not like every team is going to be like, "Oh, we'll do whatever we got to do to get Giannis." It's really not like that.
That's right.
So, so anyway,
Can I give you
that just want
real quick
to say
before you
that.
jump in for that? Real quick. This I don't want to cut you off. Here's what I would say to that. Real quick, 2 seconds. If you know the man wants to leave, you know there's a good chance that he's going to come to your team. Then why am I giving up anything to get him when I just wait him out and let him come to the team? Now I don't have to lose anything. He needs support. He can't be your only guy. Otherwise, your team is going to look like the Bucks.
Right.
So if I can get my supporting staff, then I'll tell you, I'm not trading anything. But if you think that's the only conversation that's being had, I'm still talking to that player. I'm just not talking to that player and his team.
Yeah. There. I think there are a lot of conversations going on, and I really only think the deal could be done with about 3 or 4 teams in the league that have a multitude of assets. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not going to rehash what those teams are, but there's some teams that have stockpiled
Mm-hmm.
like
Right.
you know draft picks, and they've got young players. It's only going to be 2 or 3 of those teams. So, but anyway, let me just say this: one of the ways I manage life, and like I said earlier, seasons come, seasons go. You have to recognize if you're gonna do transitions well in life, you've got to recognize the signs when a season is passing. And this whole thing with Giannis, here's the worst case scenario. I'm about to paint the worst case scenario, and maybe we won't have to deal with the worst case. But here's the worst case scenario: that the Bucks over the next 3 weeks go winless or win maybe 1 or 2 games at the most, but it's majority is losing. The worst case scenario, and if I always believe you could live with the worst case scenario, then everything else you could handle everything else a lot better. The worst case scenario is he looks at that, his agent looks at that, and he says, "You know something? Giannis' rehab is not going as quickly as we thought it was going to be." Or he
Mm.
just says, "You know something?" He finally comes out and says, I'm not coming back. I'm going to just sit out until they move me." That's the worst case scenario, that he decides based on what he's seeing. And if it's as bad as Mr. Smith has kind of painted it tonight, Dr. Smith, then he may say, "I do not want to come back to this squad." That would be the worst way this whole thing could come to an end.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a sad. So this is hope. I'm not hoping it doesn't come to that, because that would just be very disappointing and very ugly on multiple levels. That he decides, okay, I'm making my move now. I'm not coming back. I'm done. I would hope now. I would at least come back, play the season. Maybe I don't know if they could ever do some sort of farewell thing. That probably won't happen until he leaves and comes back. I don't know. But let's just hope it doesn't end like that during it. Let's just hope he hasn't played his last game with the Bucks.
Agree. Well said, Bshack. On you, Mr. Cool. Then we gonna end with
Okay.
Dr. Smith.
And I just want to go back to the game or the team. One last point that about a player who didn't even play, but he's having an impact on our team, and that is Cole Anthony, because he's the best ball handler on our team. But because he's been so bad that we can't even play him, and boy, it would be so great to have him out there 12, 15 minutes to play alongside Ryan so we can get a rest for KPJ. We'll put him and KPJ together and get KPJ off the ball a little bit, because he is our best ball handler and ability to initiate drives and penetrate and dish if he did it.
Mm-hmm.
But he's been so bad that he can't we can't play him, and that's a shame, because that's really we're missing another point guard, and we need one,
A
another ball handler
facilitator.
like that right now with the team to facilitate, penetrate, dish, and he has the skill set to do it. He just seems like he's just a defiant kind of a player that's more concerned about scoring than he is passing. If that guy just said, "Hey, look, I'm just going to come in, dribble, penetrate, and kick it to open people," he could help our team right now. But he just, for whatever reason, doesn't want to do that.
Right.
And that hurts our team a lot more than what people realize. We need another ball handler and somebody to handle the ball well as he can. We need that right now, because we struggle with ball pressure.
No,
We just
I
struggle.
completely agree.
37 minutes. 37 minutes for KPJ tonight. Um, he maxed Tyrese Maxey, who also had 37 minutes. But I think they do need a blow. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't. I think one of the biggest mysteries of this season is what happened to Cole Anthony. There needs to be
Right.
needs to be an investigation on that. Like, Like what's really going on with this dude, man? Did anyone give him a cup to piss in, or did anyone do some testing on this dude? Because I don't know if it was when he got his hair cut. Something happened, man. He just fell totally off,
Right,
and to me, the problem began with when he came in the game and kind of started looking for offense first
right,
versus penetrating and getting other guys involved. When he started
right,
get his offense off first, that to me is when it started going downhill.
Mhm.
right, right. I agree. And now he's lost his starting spot or his minutes, not starting spot, but his minutes. But he could be getting big
Minutes.
minutes for us right now if he
Yeah.
did what you just described. I don't know why he doesn't want to. You know, his dad didn't mind playing that role, but he certainly is like, I'm gonna be a scorer.
Yeah,
I'm
especially
strictly
about
a
coming off the
scorer.
bench. I'm shooting. Coming off the bench, oh, I'm shooting, and I think that's what he's looking to do with his
And
six points.
you look at his history, he's never been a great shooter. I looked at the stats in college, looked at the stats in other NBA teams. He's never been a great shooter. He's been an average to above average, maybe at the best, but never nothing stands out that just jumps at you. So I'm not sure why all of a sudden he thinks now I got to be that guy. I'm gonna come in and give you 10 quick points. No, give me 5 assists. How
Right,
about that?
two
Give
steals.
me 5 assists. Right.
No,
But
I'm with you.
man,
I'm with you with that, Mister Cool. On you, Doctor Smith.
Well, I mean, just real quick with the Cole Anthony thing, I think it's entirely possible that this is who he is, and that
Mm-hmm.
for those brief moments in time, he played above himself, and we all thought that he had
right.
turned the corner and he was going to be different, myself included. I
Mm-hmm.
was right there when we played Toronto, and he's doing
Oh
all kind of
man.
control
Right.
in the air, and he's making all the right decisions, and he's making defensive plays, and we were all saying that, yeah, him on, with Ryan Rollins coming off the bench, Cole Anthony and Ryan Rollins. I'm old enough to remember when that was like a storyline for
Mm-hmm.
this team, and we wanted to
Right.
see. That's
Right.
so far away now. I can't even remember we were actually even putting stock into that. And
Right.
I think my problem, like I said, before I even engage any further with what Giannis is doing, if he's coming or going, like I said, I'm just too much. It's stay or go, bro. Like at
Mm-hmm.
this point, but I was not that I'm done with you because I respect you, but I'm not begging another man for nothing. Whatever it is, what it is, bro, and whatever. And but before I even get there, it's the philosophy, the basketball philosophy on this team. They said before this game that there was a players only meeting. What was said in that meeting? Because I don't know if I trust anyone in the locker room to be saying what needs to be said in a way that needs for it to be said. Not, I get that you won the Pistons game, so that seems to have worked for like 48 minutes, but that expired like that. So I don't know what was said. It didn't have any staying power. It wasn't a lack of skill. It was a lack of effort in the
Mm-hmm.
first half.
True.
And then you had to come and try to play pedal to the metal in the second half. I mean, how many movies have you seen at this point to know it doesn't work like that? That you can't allow yourself to go down by 30 points and think that you're going to beat any team in this league. Nor should you be able to. I don't if even if you get the win and we're all like in a state of euphoria or whatever the case because we made that comeback. You didn't deserve it.
All right.
Because why did you decide to start playing in the second half? Like why does this team have to have a match lit up under its ass?
All right.
This team, this team that should be coming out the gate when they're singing the national anthem, trying to dunk on somebody. Because that's the only way that we're going to consistently win is if we out effort someone. And that should have been like drilled into everyone's head, not even by the coaching staff, but by each other when the season started, when training camp started. You see your roster, you see what you're up against. We can still be competitive in this league, but we're gonna have to outfight and outgrind people.
Correct.
For us to be out, like you said before, you got to pick a lane. You got to pick a struggle. You can't be ugly and can't fight. You can't lack skill, the other skill that these teams have, and that's just a fact. It's just a fact. We don't have any Lucas on our team. We don't have any 3-level scorers who can slow the game down to his pace and speed it up at his pace and just make everyone play around him other than Giannis. We have no players that put everyone in orbit like that.
That's true.
So if we lack that, then we're gonna have to outfight teams. And we can do that, but we don't want to do that either. Well, where are you at? Why even bother? Don't even show up then. You don't have the skill and you don't want to fight. That's supposed to be what you be fighting tomorrow.
Right. Oh,
Bet you
definitely.
that. Bet you that. Bet you can't grab a man's jersey in Detroit and think you're gonna do something. Bet you that. I don't want to see that. That's why I said I don't go for all of that. If y'all ain't gonna scrap, I don't even care about it. Like fight or don't fight. Like be real or don't real. Like all that, this, and that's for the both of them. If you're gonna do something, then do something. If not, then just play basketball. But
Fact.
where I want to see it happen is in the post. In the post, defending your spots, getting your rebounds, setting a fast break, actually executing on the fast break, getting the ball to the right people on the fast break, in your half-court sets, not being lost in space. We spend all this time talking about these other players. Ryan Rollins is starting to get on my nerves with some of his decision-making now.
Mm-hmm.
But I expect it from him because he's only 12 years old. But some of the stuff that he does in these moments, these turnovers and whatnot, this is where the coaching is supposed to happen. The only coaching that I hear about that's actually working on his team is Rajon Rondo. Doc, you the head coach. Why is Jericho Sims not know what to do? Why can't
Well,
this is supposed to be closing moments. I don't want to go into like a whole nother line of questioning because I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna be upset. And I'm with the cool fellas. I'm with my age group. We supposed to be cool,
yeah,
right?
I do want to ask a question real quick. Emma, I know you're trying
Yeah.
to go, but I'm curious with this team meeting what the timeline was because they lost to the Wizards.
Right. Beat the
And
Pistons.
what was the next? Was it the next day? Giannis supposedly told his agent to start talks the next day. I'm trying to figure out: did the team meeting come right after the Wizards game and before Giannis did that, or did it come after Giannis did that?
That's
Because
a
I think
good question.
that's significant because it was after the Wizards game, um, and they had a team meeting, and then he goes and does that. Then what really happened in that meeting? The other thing is if it happened after he supposedly told his agent whatever, and the reports came out, was the meeting after that where they challenged him like, dude, are you with us or you're not with us? So I'm really wonder what that
Is that what happened? Someone
timeline
challenged.
was. Be- because it would I think there's a story there. I also don't know what it is. Um because who's like again, who's the one stand up challenging folks? I mean, can Giannis really do that
That's what
from
I've
his
been
position?
saying, man.
Is a Bobby Portis doing it, and he should be saying nothing right now. Was
Exactly.
it one of
What
the
is Bobby
is the
Portis gonna
young
say to
guys?
anybody?
That's what I want to know.
What
And,
is
and
Bobby Portis gonna say to anybody?
I don't know. I don't know. But listen, everybody's wired differently. Mr. Cool is like to me the ultimate X and O's guy. Dr. Smith is very detailed. He's very um how should I say, granular in his assessment. I'm always a big vision person. I'm wide strokes,
Mm-hmm.
and it's interesting how each of us come to these discussions because this is what I do in life. I analyze people, how do people
Right.
approach stuff, and I could never be as detail oriented as Dr. Smith. I could never be the basketball analyst that Mr. Cool is. But I like to see how things move and work. And I'm a big picture person. I'm a visionary. And there's a lot here, y'all. There's a lot going on with this team. This team right now
Yeah.
is the center of the universe as far as basketball news is concerned, along with the Clippers, unfortunately.
Right.
Um, and this is where
Fact.
we are right now. But I think the Bucks have a lot to be thankful for. They've had a great run, but every team, whether the Lakers or the Celtics, they win, they go through a cycle, and they come back. They
Right.
win, they go through a
The
cycle.
cycle.
This, because someone asked the question, what does life look like after Giannis? Or what's next? In other words, why we should hold on to him? Because what's next? You know what's next? Life is next. Life is next. We move
Amen.
on. We move on. And because the culture has changed. See, now that the Bucks are champions again, the cycle won't be as long as it was before. And that's what we have to keep in mind. Um, and that's all I got to say.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Mr. Cool. Another great conversation with the panel. James tapping. I'm going to tap you in a minute past. Appreciate you, Bshack. Appreciate you, Dr. Smith. Hopefully we have a better
Bears,
Yeah.
baby.
conversation tomorrow. I might be going
Packers,
to the
Bears.
I might be going to the Packers Bears game. I'll let
You
y'all know.
have to.
Yeah, I
You
know I'm
have to
dead
do it for me.
serious working on that. No, I'm dead serious. I might be going to the Packers Bears game. So
Please
I'm gonna
do it
let
for
y'all
me,
know.
because I'd
Yeah,
have been
yeah.
in the house.
Oh
I'd have
yeah.
been in. If I didn't have to
That's good.
work, I'd have been in the building.
Yeah, I might
So
try to do like a little slight live there. Yeah, I'll let y'all know, but I'm trying to hook something up there, so I'm gonna keep y'all posted about that. Appreciate y'all tapping in. It'll get
All
greater
right.
later,
No
as my
doubt.
OG
You
told me
guys,
to get greater later. All right, y'all.
peace.
All right, peace, peace. All right, hold on one second. Let me change this up. We gonna tap in the homie Pass. It's been a minute. Shout out to Jersey on you, Pass.
What did I say about that Detroit game? That this 2-3 zone and the only defense they know how to play
I
is
knew
gonna
you was
hurt them
gonna
sooner
come
or
in here.
later.
I knew you was coming in here to pop your collar. I knew you was coming in to pop your collar. Let me give you your respect. Hold on. You did say that. You did. I'm gonna give you your credit, 100%. You did
Literally
say
the
that.
next game, it didn't. They couldn't even play it, and then they still try to do it during the game. They got lucky because they were just missing threes
I
for a
knew,
whole quarter,
I
and you
knew
still couldn't
Pass was
win.
coming here to moonwalk. I knew he was coming in here to moonwalk. Go ahead, Pass. Go ahead.
You know what the worst part is about this is that if you fire Doc, to Giannis's standpoint, that means, hey, you are probably trying to think of taking.
Right,
If you keep Doc, Giannis is probably going to leave because you're going to lose so many games. So it doesn't even matter.
right.
What do you do in this situation? You
That's it.
had the chance to tell Giannis that, hey, this year should probably be a gap year, which it should have been from the get go.
Right,
Because look, not every year you are going to be a top contender. It's just not possible. Even every single major superstar has never had that happen. Other than what? 2 players?
yeah.
Everyone else had at least 1 or 2 years where they had to take a break, especially in this year, especially in this type of where NBA where depth is probably the most important thing you need.
No, agree.
But look at the finals. Look at the teams right now. Every single team is sticking depth. There's a reason why a lot of these guys, like all the reports you're seeing, like, oh well, we don't want to give up this guy, we don't want to give up that guy. There's a reason for that. It's not because they think that Giannis isn't worth it or anything like that. It's just they're just thinking logistically. Like, if
Right,
we give up this much, this is a superstar. You cannot take anything away from that Luka trade because that Luka trade, that GM is fired.
right. Stat facts. Yeah.
Nico is fired because of how bad of a trade that was. Mind you, he called us up too for Giannis, for Giannis.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy.
It's like, what do you do in this situation? Because the smart thing to do is to get rid of you, Doc.
Mm-hmm.
I am jealous of teams that had good coaches. Because I was watching, I was bored. I decided to finally watch the Celtics game for a while, instead for the
They're
first
well
time.
coached. They're well coached.
There's a difference between coaching. That's not a good roster either. The same team that we were down 32. Mind you, Luka. I don't know if Luka played or not. It doesn't even matter if Luka's there or not. They took care of business. They look like they look way better than us. Even coaches that are like slightly better than us, like Nick Nurse, who's just slightly better.
Right.
There's still a difference.
I'm not saying our players are perfect, and we all know that, but the first
the
domino
players
should fall is Doc, in my opinion. It should be the first.
Look, the player, even with this roster, there is potential to get out of the first round. Mm-hmm. But you have a coach that doesn't know how to coach, who's still coaching like in 2006, like he's coaching them from 2008. He's still, how many times has he failed as a coach?
Right.
And he always blames his players. He always blames something else. It's never him. The year that he's supposed to, the 2008 Celtics were a super team. That was like the first super team that we actually ever seen.
Correct.
They had a struggle against the 8th seed. They won 7 games against the 8th seed. In the East, especially. In the East at that.
True.
What are you supposed to do? And did you expect him to do anything? He's had elite coaches after elite players after elite players.
That's true. Done nothing.
He's the only reason why he was hired is because management needed not even a veteran presence. They just wanted a yes man. And that was the perfect yes man out there. Because he saw, hey, I'm gonna get paid and I haven't really got a coach. I'm do it too. You might as well just take someone from Fiserv Forum and just have them coach for this team. It'd be the same thing. One of the guys out there saying Bobby, Bobby, Bobby every single time he touches the ball.
All right.
You might as well just do the same thing. Like, what else are you supposed to do with this?
It's so much going on with this team, and I'm sure the locker room is kind of weird.
Look, there's a reason why it was a players only meeting. I guarantee you, part of it is that Giannis is also a lot of this whole team looks like they don't care for Doc anymore. It's been consistently every single team he's been with. This has been like this, where they always they sooner or later will go off on him, and the whole team were like, all right, we don't trust you anymore.
Right.
It always happens with these player first coaches.
We got another game tomorrow, Pass, and Detroit.
It's a back-to-back against the Pistons. I'm going to see that 2-3 zone is probably going to be played again. It may work again, but it probably won't because guess what? They'll probably realize, hey, we're going to have a better shooting. There's a way for them to beat it also, even with their poor shooting. It's so obvious. And I know Doc won't have a way to fight it. It's really simple. Because I've noticed it multiple times that against the Pistons game is that as soon as they penetrate into the paint, we have no perimeter defense.
Correct.
Like Rollins can only do so. Rollins himself can only do so much, and you have Myles so high up for half the time it doesn't even matter.
Facts. It's a lot to unpack. You gonna be able to spin a block tomorrow too, Pass? Hopefully.
Maybe we'll I don't know. I'll see. I'll be honest. I barely watched this game. I saw the first quarter. I'm like, yeah, this is out. I just looked at the score. I came back around the fourth quarter, saw hero ball from Bobby. Yeah, I'm done.
Appreciate you tapping it home. You can tap it tomorrow.
You don't need to watch the whole game. You could literally figure everything out as soon as from there. I don't need to watch the whole games anymore. It's not necessary. What did I gain from it? I want to keep my sanity. Why would I hurt myself? Why would I cause brain damage when I could do something else more productive instead of watching a Bucks game?
Jesus Christ. All right, Facts. Appreciate you, bro.
I can't wait. We wasted 3 years of Giannis with Doc. I understand there was problems with the Dame stuff and all that, but a lot of it was because of Doc. Dame had his problems. It looked a little bit weird. The roster construction sucked. This is on Horse. This is on Doc. This is on management. Because you guys, look, there's been some bad injury luck. Yeah. There's also been some really bad moves by you guys. Of getting terrible players, wasting draft picks, just sending them out because, we're a small market. We had to send it as much as possible. You're sending you're sending picks to other small markets. You got lucky because both the teams that you send them to kind of suck.
True.
But Sooner or later, one of them will get better. Portland's very likely to get better. They have decent players there. They just need a real coach.
Yeah, agreed. So we're gonna see what happens, man. I'm gonna be positive. We beat them. Maybe we'll fight hard and figure something out. But regardless, we gotta keep supporting this team and just we gonna see what happens, man.
Honestly, I'm with Mr. Cool at this point. Like, what's his name? Nate McMillan, terrible coach too. I think who's coaching the Pistons. He's still better than Doc. It's still a level. Even Malone, who got fired, and the guy who replaced him is like 10 times better.
Right.
Like even he is still better than this. That's how bad you are.
Yeah, it's getting crazy.
If we get lucky and somehow, I doubt it, but if the Warriors somehow be like, all right, Kerr, we're done with you. Sweep him up straight away. I don't want Ty Lue. I know Ty Lue's getting fired. I'm not doing Ty Lue. It's just Doc a little bit, just Doc but younger. This is literally your only option. Because what else are you gonna do here? Because you can't get a young coach. Because then what's with Giannis? Like, oh well, I don't trust another young coach. Right. We've seen how that happened. If you want someone who's proven, that's literally your only option. Because no one else is gonna get fired. There's only two people. There's only two people who have a possibility of getting fired. 3 with the what's his name? Orlando's coach also probably will get fired. I know they're gonna struggle in the playoffs, and 100% because of him. That's it. You're not gonna get anything else out of this.
Yeah, so much, man, so much. Let's see. Hopefully tomorrow we're gonna see what happens, man. Appreciate you, Pass. This team, it drains you sometimes, bro.
That's why I don't watch these games anymore, man. I stopped watching. I don't care anymore. I've watched literally every single season until this season. I have watched all 82 games. I've been watching them since 2010. Every single game, no matter how bad it's been, I still watch every single game.
You reach your boiling point.
Sooner or later, you reach your point. Like why would I waste my time with this?
I'm still gonna fight the good fight, but I understand your POV, sir.
I'll watch the games. I ain't watching fully.
All right, appreciate you, Pascal. Shout out to Jersey. All right, Pass. All right, y'all. Let me get up out of here. We doing appreciate y'all tapping in, and so many people still around on the Vampire live stream here, y'all. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. Helps other people find the most electrifying Bucks content on YouTube. We are the movement that moves the needle in this Bucks community. All right, y'all. I'm Amara. This is Amara's Logic, Milwaukee Bucks Trades, Rumors, and News live edition, where we just had an intense conversation about the Bucks' 116 1-on-1 loss against the Philadelphia 76ers. Coaching issues, personnel issues, Giannis issues, so much to unpack. Let's keep this conversation going in the comment section. I'll talk to y'all soon. Gone.